Nietzsche stands as a powerful example of a man who fearlessly defended his beliefs, never hesitating to express them openly, no matter the cost. He was, above all, the master of his own destiny, unwavering in his conviction that no price is too high for the privilege of true self-ownership. If you seek to take full command of your own life, here are 5 profound lessons we can learn from the philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche. Lesson 1. The power of solitude. Nietzsche's key to true greatness was the belief that true greatness is inseparable from the ability to stand alone. To be noble, in his view, was to embrace solitude, to walk an independent path, and to have the courage to be different. In Beyond Good and Evil, he reflects on the essence of personal greatness, not as something granted by society, but as the ability to be whole within oneself, to think freely, and to remain unwaveringly true to one's inner convictions. History is filled with those who have achieved remarkable things precisely because they refused to follow the crowd. They worked in solitude, not relying on the approval or assistance of others. They possessed a force Nietzsche called the will to power, the relentless drive to transcend limitations, expand one's potential, and pursue personal mastery. To him, the value of an individual was never determined by society but by the worth they placed upon themselves. From childhood, we are conditioned to depend on others. First our parents, then employers, clients, or even our partners. While we live in a world that preaches freedom, the reality is that modern society is structured to keep us interconnected, often to the point of dependency. If we are not careful, this can strip us of our individuality, forcing us to conform rather than cultivate our own unique essence. Nietzsche's wisdom calls us to resist this trap. It is crucial to avoid codependent relationships and instead seek interdependent ones, connections where our individuality is respected, not diminished. To be truly sovereign over oneself means making decisions without being unduly influenced by others. It means having the authority to choose your own path, whether in your career, relationships, or personal expression, without the need for external validation. But how can one develop this kind of inner strength? The answer lies in cultivating solitude. In today's hyper-connected world, setting aside time to be alone is more vital than ever. Dedicate at least an hour each day solely to yourself, whether through meditation, introspection, a long walk, or engaging in a personal passion. Learn to hear your own voice above the noise of the world. Above all, never let others dictate who you should be. The greatest power you will ever possess is the power to be completely and unapologetically yourself. Lesson 2. Chasing the Impossible. Nietzsche's call to live without limits was rooted in the belief that the true purpose of life was never about safety, comfort, or mere survival. He believed that life should be lived to its fullest, without hesitation or fear of failure. In his own words, "I know of no better purpose in life than to perish in the attempt." He understood that real vitality comes not from playing it safe, but from embracing the wildest, most ambitious dreams, regardless of the risks. Nietzsche's life was anything but easy. He suffered deeply, both physically and mentally, ultimately succumbing to a neurological disorder that left him in a state of dementia. But despite his suffering, he never gave in to despair. Instead, he adopted a radical, life-affirming philosophy, one that celebrated strength, vitality, and the relentless pursuit of one's highest potential. He knew that, had he surrendered to pessimism, his struggles would have consumed him even faster. Instead, he turned his pain into power, pushing himself beyond all limits in pursuit of his intellectual and philosophical mission. To Nietzsche, the goal of life was never about seeking pleasure or avoiding hardship. It was about pushing boundaries, testing limits, and daring to dream the impossible. In Twilight of the Idols, he rejected the conventional pursuit of happiness, arguing that it is far better to aim for something extraordinary and fail than to settle for mediocrity and succeed. His own life reflected this belief. Despite financial struggles, rejection from academia, and eventual mental decline, he remained unwavering in his vision. Today, his work stands as one of the most influential legacies in philosophy. His lesson to us: stop settling. If you have a dream, no matter how outrageous, chase it with everything you have. Maybe you're stuck in a career that drains you, doing what's expected rather than what sets your soul on fire. Imagine you're an accountant, but deep down, you've always wanted to be a stand-up comedian. Following your dream means being willing to sacrifice stability and risk failure to walk an uncertain path. It may mean quitting your job or grinding away at your passion in your free time until it becomes your reality. Life is too short to play it safe. To truly own yourself, you must own your time, dedicating it to pursuits that ignite your passion rather than exchanging it for mere survival. Even if you never reach the grand vision you hold, the act of striving toward it will bring you closer to something greater. As the saying goes, aim for the stars, and you just might reach the moon. Lesson 3. Forge your own path. Don't follow someone else's blueprint. Too many people drift through life trapped in routines they never questioned, following systems they never designed. They confuse movement with progress, mistaking a well-worn path for a meaningful destination. Nietzsche warned against this blind conformity. He understood that true greatness comes not from following a system, but from relentlessly pursuing one's own highest aspirations. He saw life as a constant state of becoming, where the goal is not to remain within the confines of comfort, but to push beyond limits, to transform into something greater. Systems exist to maintain order and to keep things predictable, but growth is not predictable. It demands challenge, adaptation, and courage. A rigid system might keep you safe, but it won't help you evolve. The problem isn't that people lack ambition, it's that they often tie their ambition to the wrong things: job promotions, societal validation, external approval. They become slaves to structure, following a playbook written by someone else. They work tirelessly for goals that aren't even their own. But what if you could break free? Real success isn't about staying inside a predefined system. It's about defining your own mission. What do you truly want? Not what your employer expects, not what your family thinks is best, but what you desire deep down. That's the goal you must commit to. Forget playing by someone else's rules. Create your own. This doesn't mean rejecting all structures. It means building a structure that serves your vision. Develop habits that push you toward your goal, not habits that simply keep you busy. Start by defining what success means to you. Write down your ultimate goal, then reverse engineer the steps to get there. What must you accomplish in 5 years, 1 year, 1 month, 1 week, today? Every day should move you closer to your vision, not someone else's. For example, if your dream is to own a secluded mountain cabin where you can write in peace, don't just daydream about it. Take action, research locations, calculate costs, and create a financial plan. Will you need to increase your income, change careers, find passive revenue streams? Break it down into tangible steps, then execute relentlessly. The key is to stop living according to a script you never wrote. Tear it up, write your own, follow your mission, not a system, and in doing so, you'll become the kind of person worthy of the life you truly want. Lesson 4. Embrace your demons. They hold your greatest power. Nietzsche warned us, beware that when fighting monsters, you yourself do not become a monster. But what if, instead of fighting our demons, we learn to understand them, What if the very things we fear within ourselves, the shadows we try to bury, are actually the key to our transformation? Nietzsche knew this struggle intimately. His life was marked by suffering, crippling migraines from childhood, relentless illness, and the eventual descent into madness. Yet, despite his pain, he wrote some of the most influential works in history. He turned his suffering into philosophy, his demons into art. Had he spent his life merely trying to silence his struggles, would he have achieved the same greatness? Or was it precisely his ability to face them that shaped his legacy? Most people spend their lives suppressing what they fear within themselves: anger, jealousy, desire, ambition. Society teaches us to push these feelings down, to behave, to fit neatly within its rules. And yet, repression often leads to something worse: self-denial. To reject our demons entirely is to reject a part of ourselves. It's a dangerous illusion, one that weakens rather than strengthens us. Nietzsche saw life as a balance between two forces: the Apollonian, order, discipline, logic, beauty, and the Dionysian, chaos, passion, instinct, raw creativity. Society favors the Apollonian, encouraging structure, reason, and composure. But true greatness, true transformation, comes from integrating both sides. The Dionysian, the wild and untamed energy within us, is what fuels our most profound growth. This doesn't mean indulging every impulse recklessly. Some emotions, like uncontrollable rage, need to be tempered. If someone insults you, responding with violence isn't strength, it's weakness. But other emotions, the ones we've been told to suppress, can be powerful tools if we learn to channel them. Take jealousy. We're taught that jealousy is ugly, something to be ashamed of. But is it? What if, instead of letting jealousy turn into resentment, we used it as motivation? Imagine you envy a friend's success. Instead of tearing them down or sinking into self-pity, use that energy. Let it push you to improve your skills, refine your craft, and take action toward your own dreams. Let it drive you forward rather than hold you back. The key isn't to eliminate your demons, it's to own them, to recognize them for what they are: untapped energy, raw potential, waiting to be directed. The moment you stop running from them and start working with them, you take control, not just of your emotions, but of yourself. And in that mastery, true power is found. Lesson 5. Mastering the Art of Character. Nietzsche believed that life itself should be treated as an art form. He wasn't just a philosopher, he was a poet, a musician, and a masterful writer who crafted his words with precision and passion. His philosophy wasn't just about abstract ideas, it was about living with style, shaping one's character into something extraordinary. To Nietzsche, great individuals weren't just defined by what they did, but by how they did it. He admired historical figures like Caesar, Napoleon, and Goethe, not simply for their achievements, but for the way they embodied their ideals with elegance, power, and presence. Goethe, for instance, captured the full spectrum of human experience in his works, creating literature that was both profound and timeless. Nietzsche sought to do the same with Thus Spoke Zarathustra, a book he considered his masterpiece, part tragedy, part satire, part philosophical revelation. But what does this mean for you? It means that you too can shape your life like a great artist refining a masterpiece. Your character is your canvas. Every strength and flaw, every habit and trait, they are the tools with which you sculpt your own essence. The key is learning how to balance them and how to amplify your best qualities while refining the rough edges. Think of it like conducting an orchestra. Some traits should take center stage, commanding attention. Others should be softened, playing in the background, providing depth rather than dominance. Even your weaknesses can become strengths when framed correctly. This is the true art of character, knowing when to let certain qualities shine and when to temper them with grace. For example, let's say you're naturally skeptical. People may see you as negative, always finding reasons why something won't work. But skepticism isn't inherently bad. It's a valuable tool for avoiding mistakes and making smarter decisions. Instead of dismissing ideas outright, refine your approach. When a colleague proposes an ambitious plan, don't shoot it down immediately. Instead, ask, "That's an interesting idea. How do you see us overcoming the potential risks?" This way, you maintain your analytical mindset while fostering collaboration instead of resistance. Mastering your character isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about owning who you are, refining your strengths, and weaving your flaws into something uniquely powerful. Style isn't just about appearance. It's about the way you move through the world, the way you think, speak, and act. So take control of your narrative. Approach your life as an artist would, shaping every interaction, every decision, and every challenge with intention. Own your character, give it style, and make your life a work of art. Subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking content from renowned philosophers. By embracing these lessons from Nietzsche, you can begin to take full command of your life. Cultivate solitude to hear your own voice. Chase the impossible to live without limits. Forge your own path to break free from conformity. Embrace your demons to unlock your greatest power. And master the art of character to live with style and intention. In doing so, you will not only honor Nietzsche's legacy, but also create a life that is authentically and unapologetically your own.